or if you're disrespectful and this and that, if you can't take any form of direction, it's just not going to work.
If you're a shady Jameson.
Well, let's not drop names.
I was talking about the Irish whiskey.
Oh, okay. Anyway, but yeah, it's just there's so much crap that goes into this stuff. What else are we going from? Well, let's take a break. Let's take a break and collect thoughts, and then we'll come back and talk some more things. Since we've killed 45 minutes just ranting, we'll be back in roughly a minute. Stay tuned. You're listening to Into the Other Side Paranormal Talk Radio. Hey everyone, it's David from Soapy Inc. and Into the Other Side Paranormal Talk Radio, and I'm here to tell you about an awesome program from iHeartRadio called Show Your Stripes. What's Show Your Stripes? It's a program geared towards spreading awareness around the issue of returning veterans who are unemployed, and it encourages businesses to hire these highly trained and skilled individuals who deserve a shot at a normal life. Where can you find out more about this? Simply by going to iHeartRadio.com/showyourstripes or showyourstripes.org to find valuable resources from the most trusted sources and a customized user experience for veterans, businesses, and supporters. If you are or know of a veteran in need of employment or would like to know what you can do to support the cause, I urge you to check out showyourstripes.org for more information. Hire smart, hire vets. Powered by military.com and monster.com. All right, we're back. Thank you for sticking in with us if you are listening live. Don't forget, if you aren't listening live, you can find the podcast available after the show is over on Spreaker.com. You can find it on iTunes, Parapods.com, Stitcher Web Radio, and iHeartRadio. So look for that. There's still a lot of people that like to listen in on iHeartRadio. They find us through iHeartRadio, so that's pretty cool. Keep it up. It means a lot to us. It means we're doing something right here. Mm-hmm. And you know what? Even if when we put out videos and things, even if they don't get the best response or the most views or whatever, I'm pretty proud of this radio show.
Yeah.
We've been doing this since 2012?
Yeah, I think so.
So at least 3 years worth of this, 5 years worth of investigating, 3 years worth of Paratalk Radio, online Paranormal Talk Radio, excuse me. And really the following for both is a lot more than what I would have ever expected. But the radio following, when we first started doing this, if you go back and listen to our test episodes and things, we had some funny moments, but I never thought that it was going to even come close to getting off the ground. And
I figured we'd just be talking to ourselves I'd say every week, but we've been slacking.
Well, that's what happened. And to address some things, we've had people comment and do whatever else about how often we do shows. We just had one here recently on Facebook. And you have to understand, I'm sure that there are people out there who can do a show every day or can do a show every week. But when you have a life, really a life outside of all of this stuff, there's just some points that you can't always sit and make the time to get things accomplished that you'd like to get accomplished. Like the radio show, sure, we don't do one every week like we used to. That's because Jason works 40 hours a week, more than that 40, sometimes.
Yeah. And it's only varied hours. I mean, before we worked together.
Yeah, so it was okay. We knew what was going on.
Our schedules always lined up, but now we work separate jobs. Yeah. If my schedule's good, David's isn't. If David's is good, mine isn't. Yeah. But that rare occasion where we can jump on it, we're going to jump on it. We would love to do it every week.
Yeah. We used to do it every Friday night, didn't we?
Yeah, every Friday at 10.
Which it feels pretty good to be back on a Friday night, to be honest with you.
Oh, it is Friday.
Yeah, it feels pretty nice to be back on a Friday.
Yeah.
Because I think we've had our most listeners when we were on Friday nights.
Yeah.
But still, when we get the word out there, people will come in and listen, or people will find it later, whatever else.
And another thing, let us know if you're kind of digging the earlier time slot too, as far as the live shows go. Because if an earlier time slot is better, because I know, if we're doing it 10 o'clock on a Sunday, most people's got to get up Monday morning and go to work. So, I mean, if you like the 8 o'clock, 8:30 shows, we can...
Well, even on other days when we're doing it at 10 o'clock, we're not old in the sense that we're old, but we're old in the sense that we should probably be in bed by the time we're doing the show.
Yeah, that is true. Because a lot of times I'll have to get up like at the butt crack of dawn the next day, and I'm just dragging ass at
like
work
you do
the next
tomorrow.
day. Because
I actually have to be in at work at 6:30 in the morning tomorrow. So that'll be pretty fun.
Because we plan on doing an hour, and it runs into like an hour and a half, and it never goes as planned. I mean,
which luckily, thanks to Spreaker and iHeartRadio and all that stuff, we really don't have a set time to wrap up. We used to do 45-minute shows. That was about it. Now it started off at 30. Yeah.
And somehow it got extended by 15 minutes. We were so excited. We're like, oh my God, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Because wasn't there a couple shows we had to break up into 2 parts because of that?
There was one that we had to do when it cut off that we didn't realize that we had to do that.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck? We didn't realize that it was doing that because we didn't, I guess, read into it. But the first time that we had Resident Undead on, when it was Adam, Daniel, and Jordan, we actually had it figured out to where we'd finish one and then come back with the second half of the show, so it didn't just cut out of things or whatever else. But yeah, having a pretty well unlimited time slot on this is pretty great.
Maybe one of these nights we need to try like a marathon show.
I'd love to. Let's look up when we're done here. Let's look up the Guinness World Record for the longest well, no, not the longest podcast. The longest ever paranormal related podcast. Because I bet we'd win.
I wonder if there's even a thing for that. Maybe we could just get it by default.
Yeah, have a nice little plaque hanging up on the wall. That'd be pretty cool. Anyway, where are we going with this? Because we ranted about a lot.
Let's talk about alternate ways to find your paranormal shows.
Yes. Like Jason said, there's a lot of things on Roku, paranormal related, that you don't see anywhere else. There are a couple streaming sites online that are actually like paranormal related streaming sites that you can find things. There's not always a lot of really great stuff on there, but sometimes you can find a nice little gem. YouTube is the big place to go.
That's like the diamond in the rough. Yeah. I mean, and some of the stuff that these people are putting out, including our good buddy Adam Kimmel, I mean, it rivals anything any cable network has ever put out.
I really think that Resident Undead does that, like, wholeheartedly.
Like, if you really don't realize how much work this guy puts into this stuff.
Well,
we didn't until we filmed with him. Yeah. I mean, he is a one-man production crew.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's obviously got help, but when it comes to, like, for me, I didn't I knew a couple basic things about the filming process and the editing process and all that stuff before we went to Loveland Castle. But when we went to Loveland Castle and I got the chance to take a step back and watch him work, I had a whole new perspective on the process of doing things. Not saying that, that people have to go out and do the exact same thing when it comes to filming or whatever else, but that opened my eyes to be able to broaden the spectrum of techniques and things that we could accomplish, and then even expand on or create new things since we have the technical know-how.
And that's what you need. You need people to push you. It's like, iron sharpens iron. I mean, you have to have somebody there that's constantly, not necessarily challenging you because they're good friends and, it's not a contest, but
they want to see you go out and do things.
If you can share something with each other and both teams come out better for that, then those are the people you need to stick with.
Yeah, and there's really not that many people when it comes to the paranormal that I really want a whole lot to do with.
No,
I can count them on one hand. I'm pretty sure I can still count them on one hand anyway. Excuse me while we both take drinks here.
Just name off a few. I mean, Brian Hensley, Nick Lewethy. I think that's how you say his last name.
Yeah. We got some odd last name friends.
Jay and Teresa Lynch are good people.
Dan Daryl, who owns Post Town.
Yeah, Daryl's one of the coolest dudes you're ever going to meet.
Yeah.
If you're in the Ohio area or surrounding areas and you get a chance to hit
You don't even have to investigate Post Town.
Yeah, just
go hang out with Daryl.
Just go hang out with Daryl. But if you do investigate Post Town, you're going to get something.
Yeah. I don't think there's been a point, because we've been to Post Town how many times? Probably 5?
Probably more than that.
Which we went, well, there was a couple points in time where we had the ever so popular and successful Southern Ohio Paracon, which turned out to be a flop. You know what, I enjoyed listening to it kind of turned into almost like a paranormal roundtable with just the groups that were there. But, not all the people there were the most, gracious and kindly of people. But I still had a decently good time. We got to lead around a small group of people at the end. And you know how public hunts go, though. There's so much going on that sometimes you just can't get things accomplished. But it was still pretty fun. And the Wounded Warrior Project fundraiser, which could have been an awesome success if it hadn't been for a wannabe magician and all of his shenanigans.
Yeah, I mean, I know that sounds like a Scooby-Doo plot.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's how it turned out.
We had this planned for months and months and months. And the week of that this was supposed to happen, he comes out with all this crazy crap, and then everybody bails.
And the thing is, the dude knew we were holding a fundraiser because afterwards, he offered his services.
Yeah,
and
he posted some big thing about, man, I heard there was a event held at the school last night that was for a really good cause, but it will turn out to be a major flop because of everything that's going on with Post Town. And I'd be more than happy to offer my services for free if they want to do another fundraiser.
The thing is, if you knew, he had to have known about this beforehand.
Yeah, because it was everywhere.
Yeah,
it was literally everywhere.
Keep your mouth shut about it. This is for soldiers. This is for real American heroes. I mean, you're going to come in and screw it up.
Granted, we still raised some money from the few people that were there, and we had a great time while we were there.
Yeah,
that wasn't really an issue. We didn't raise, as much money as we had hoped. I think we ended up raising maybe like $80.
Well, and Daryl, he just, he will give you the shirt off his back. Yeah. I mean, I like this dude so much. If it wouldn't have been for scheduling conflicts, he would have been the officiator at me and my wife's wedding.
Yeah. We've got to find something to do at Post. Like, I don't care if we investigate Post Town again. At some point, I would go and investigate Post Town again just for fun and take along some people. I think we should actually look into doing that. Just take along some people and go have a good time at Post Town. But I would love to get back to Post Town and just hang out and have a good time.
Yeah.
That would be fun to me. We have a little chat thing down here. I always forget that this is still there.
Hey, it's Mike.
When by chance do you guys think you will get to work with Adam again? That's a great question. Not too sure. We all have really odd schedules because we all work constantly. On top of work, I'm still in school, which I've been in school for a while, but when you take as little as possible, you're going to be in school for a while. So between my schedule, Jason's schedule, Adam's schedule, and everyone else's schedule when it comes to Resident Undead, you kind of just got to hope and pray.
It's not like we haven't all talked about it. I mean, it will happen.
Yeah.
The stars, the planets just have to align.
Yeah, we'll put it this way. It may happen this year.
Yeah.
It may happen this year. We don't know exactly when and where. We kind of have an idea where. But we don't know when. But it could very possibly happen this year. And I think it'll be yet another really big escapade.
Yeah.
Like Loveland Castle was for us. And I don't know if did you get a chance to watch his preview for the House of Wills?
Yeah, I did.
I don't know, personally, if I could ever go to that place.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't do it. I don't think I can do it.
We'll be there.
For one, it's in a very horrible part of Cleveland.
That's true. That's true.
Beyond horrible.
Yeah, that is true.
Like when Adam posted that that they were escorted off the property by the Cleveland police after they were completely done.